So on Wednesday, November 24th, 1971, which is the day before Thanksgiving, and even back then, it was one of the busiest travel days of the year, at around 2:25 p.m., a man approached the counter of Northwest Orient Airlines at the Portland International Airport. When he filled out the ticket voucher, he signed the name Dan Cooper in block letters. Why block letters? Can't get a handwriting sample off it. He appeared to be in his mid-40s. He was wearing a business suit with a white shirt and a skinny black clip-on tie from JCPenney's, which was said to be fastened in place with an imitation pearl tie pin. The suit was dark burgundy brown, and he had on a pair of dark loafers. He also had an overcoat on and carried a bag that was described as looking like a briefcase of sorts. He was said to have an olive complexion and fancy Marcel waves in his hair. I read a quote that said, "Other than the fact he was wearing horn-rimmed sunglasses aboard the flight, there was nothing remarkable about this man." So I'm guessing no one was able to gather what color his eyes were.
Interesting. So when Cooper went to purchase his ticket, he actually asked the ticket seller if the plane was a Boeing 727. And the seller said, yes, it is. But for some reason, the seller didn't really think too much about it. He didn't think that was like a weird question to ask.
Yeah. I mean, I'm asking myself nowadays, is that a certain type of plane? And I'm honestly picking my flights based on it.
Absolutely. I have the filters on as well.
Look at you.
Yeah. I don't mess around when it comes to flying. So Cooper paid $20 cash for a one-way ticket from Seattle to Washington on Flight 305, which was only supposed to be about 40 minutes long. I don't know if you've ever made that flight. It's super fast.
It's quick.
Around 3 p.m., he boarded the flight and he took his aisle seat near the back of the plane. And there in total were 5 crew members aboard this flight. There was the pilot, Captain William Scott. There was the co-pilot, Robert Radizak. There was the senior flight attendant, Alice Hancock, and 2 flight attendants, Tina Mucklow and Florence Schaffner. When he sat down, Cooper ordered a bourbon and soda, and then he started chain-smoking cigarettes.
Tell me this case took place in the 70s without telling me it took place in the 70s.
Different time.
Smoking on airplanes?
Smoking a lot on airplanes.
Ooh.
So at around 3:05, the plane took off. And a few minutes later, once they get into the air, Cooper hands a note to the flight attendant, 23-year-old Florence Schaffner. She took it, but at first she didn't read it. She actually kind of like folds it up and puts it in her pocket. Cooper ends up turning around to her and saying that she should read the note. And she unfolds it and it says, "Miss, I have a bomb in my briefcase. I want you to sit next to me." And then she goes over and she sits by him and he opens his briefcase for her. And Florence, in that briefcase, she sees that there's a ton of wires and there's this big battery with a bunch of dynamite sticks wrapped around it. And Cooper told her that all he had to do was attach a wire to a little gadget that was fixed to the battery and everyone on the plane would be dead. And he demanded that she write down what he told her. He said he wanted 4 parachutes, $200,000 in $20 bills, quote, "I want $200,000 by 5 p.m. in cash. Put it in a knapsack. I want 2 back parachutes and 2 front parachutes. When we land, I want the fuel truck ready to refuel. No funny stuff or I'll do the job." End quote. So with really no other option, Florence wrote all that down. And then Cooper told her to give that note to the pilot. He wanted the items delivered upon landing at Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, SeaTac. And he wanted everything gathered ahead of time so that he was not going to have to wait on the tarmac at SeaTac.